Hi guys, this is the guy again, and this is now take 2 for Seal Dragons. Because Seal Dragons is quite rare, might as well do another take 2. The only thing changes the grade 2 lineup and the grade 1 lineup. First things first, Stride, just in case this will be your first time watching this, is 3 copies of Cross Origin, which is our first Stride. His skill is Congress 1, turn a card in G zone face up, retire it, and call a grade 2 from the top 4 cards of your opponent's deck. And you can do this for each face-up copy of himself. And priority to those who are first chosen. Then his other skill, if your opponent has 2 or more grade 2s, he gains a crit. Which means, if you somehow were able to retire enough stuff, great. Great, you can deal 2 damage in the first try, which is great. I think which is a buff compared to the original one, but then again, I never faced Seal Dragons in the original TCG, except for that one time. Then Titan, who can also be our first stride, but his skill is Congress 1, turn a card in G face up. If you retire the card by card effect this turn, other than this card's effect, you draw a card, and you retire a card for each face-up copy of itself. And if you're blazing, GB3, this card gains a crit. Then 2 copies of L Express, which are finisher, which is skills Persona Blast, G Persona, and Con plus 1. When this unit attacks, your opponent has to discard a grade 3. If not, Sentinels cannot be activated. And if either of your opponents is at 5th, either you or your opponent's at 5th damage triggers will not activate for your opponent. Then our one copy of Ziegenberg. Personal skill uses since you only have 1 copy in the deck. GB3 skill, if this card is blazing, counter plus 1, discard cards equal to the amount of rear guards your opponent has on board. Discard them and stand this unit, and this card loses 2 drives. Checks. Then Granite Cross skill is if once per turn, counter plus 1, soul plus 1, retire all your opponent's grade 2 units. Your opponent again gets to call grade 2 from their hand at the start of your turn. If they choose not to call, you draw a card. Then Harmonic Messiahs, our Unlocker, our Damage Denier, and if you go first, you get a Heal Guard. Drachma, on place, counter plus 2, retire all your opponent's cards on board, including the Vanguard, and your opponent must ride the card that's a non-Heal Guard or PG. If they do not ride from the hand, they can ride from the soul. If they do not have a Vanguard, then they auto lose. Then at the start of their turn, they discard 2 cards. So there's that. Then grade 1s. Seersucker skill is Vanguard Rear Guard on place. Counter plus 1, retire 1 of your opponent's grade 1 or grade 3 rear guards. And your opponent calls a grade 2 from the deck at the start of their turn. If they called, you counter charge, soul charge, and you draw a card. Then it has a very good GB1 skill where it gets 3k for each of your opponent's grade 2 cards. Then Blockade Inferno skills, Limit Break. If you have 2 or more Seal Dragons are in your soul, counter plus 2. This card gains 10,000 power. And retire all your opponents grade 2 rear guards. If you retire 3 or more, you draw a card. And he is cross-ride with regular Blockade 2 skill is continuous, all your opponent's intercept is nullified. Then grade 2s we have Grow Grain. His first skill is when this unit attacks the Vanguard, if it's your Vanguard Steel Dragon, this gets 2k, so it becomes an 11k beater. Second skill continues, if your Vanguard is a Steel Dragon, all your opponent's units in the same column as this unit loses intercept. Hellfire Steel Dragon Knight skill is when placed, counter plus 1, soul plus 1, to have all your opponent's rearguards lose intercept, which is very useful. Corduroy skill when placed, counter plus 1, if your Vanguard is a Steel Dragon, target the unit at your opponent's field, retire it, and your opponent checks top 4 for a grade 2 from the deck, top 4 cards of the deck. So if you're lucky, they don't get a grade 2. If you're unlucky, they get a grade 2. But in the end, that will just nullify it. So there's that. Then Jacquard is our Steel Dragon 12k beater. Then 4 copies of Protect Orb or Counter Charger, which skill is if this card is activated as a Sentinel and if you have a copy in the drop zone, you counter charge 1. 4 copies of the Lava Flow Dragon, which skill is you can discard this as a grade 3 for stride cost. And trigger skills uses since we don't run Blade Master. Then Seal Dragon Doskin skill is when your opponent's grade 2 is placed during your turn. You run your Seal Dragon, counter charge 1, and you can choose one of your rear guards and it gets 2,000 power for each of your opponent's grade 2 units until end of turn. Sadly, this is a once per turn, but if you have more, you can give multiple units huge power gains. And we have Seal Dragon Garde Serge, which is skill when this unit boosts. If you run Seal Dragon, that nullifies all intercepts. Sadly, I learned it the hard way in take 1 that it doesn't activate before you target, it activates after you target. So you have to swing with the rear guard first, then you can activate this card skill, which is very annoying. Then Terry Cloth, because wants to be more pure in the Seal Dragon and has the same skill as Corduroy. But instead, it goes to the soul. So Conquest 1, put this card to the soul, run your Seal Dragon, target the unit, retire it, check top 4 to for grade 2 and call it in the same rear guard circle. And if there's no card called, then oh well. Hopefully we have an opponent. If we don't have an opponent, oh well. I made this as a take 2 for Seal Dragons just to show we have some good plays. Hopefully get some good plays because I don't want to keep revisiting Kagero because I'm already clan level 15 Kagero. There's the only sub clan left for Kagero is like Blade not Blade Master, it's Perdition, and Perdition is long gone for viability. Like there's the Great, but it's like you can just edit the Destiny deck to replace the Cross and the End for the Great. Okay, Narukami, which is it Crimson? No, is it Kaiser? Is it Vanquisher? Is it Erads? Okay, it's Vanquisher. I mean, it is what is it again? It is Kaiser, and I have to make that deck as well. At least it's better than trying to make a noble deck. Eesh. Then again, I have a real Kaiser deck in real life, so yeah. Riding Duskin, put this card to the back row. Fast turn. Our best idol right is Sir. What's that card? Gar Sergey. Our one of is our best chance of doing it. What card will you ride? Like, there's the Stride Father. Like, a lot of clans, they just reuse a lot of Vanquisher stuff or Blade Master or their main Strider stuff. Like, Shadow Paladin doesn't use any of it except for like the counter charging PG. If we don't get a common opponent, ride to grade 1. This deck is Seal Dragons, don't be so shocked. Okay, Helena. Helena's skill is when the attack this unit boosted hits, you discard a card and you draw a card. Double Helena at the booster. Interesting. This a card and draw a card. You know what's good? Why that's good? Because it helps you increase your chances of going Legion first. So this is Vanguard trigger ability. This is okay. This one's a bit annoying and scary, so replacing that for a grade 2. They get a grade 2. Counter charge, give power here. Because we counter charge, we can use this card skill, then we can retire this card. Another grade 2, then we swing with our Vanguard, and we run 9 draws and 4 heals. Because Kagero still lacks ability to draw cards. Like the Destiny and Blade Master, you can run crits because they have cards or ways to get more cards to draw. The Destiny is kinda iffy with that aspect compared to Blade Master because Blade Master is specific grade 2 that lets them draw a card. By the looks of it, we're facing equally tiered decks, so there's that. Putting that there. I don't know why does he run this card during your turn if your opponent has damn 3 more damage. This is an 11k. It's kind of iffy. Why not? Then again, what card can you run? Like, there's Garuda. Oh my! I have lost something very important. There's a thing called I don't have a grade 3. I literally do not have a grade 3. Which hurts, and I can't even search it because I use Starry Cloth instead of who's the grade 2 for grade 3 surgery for Kagero. Which means I might lose because I don't have a grade 3. But then again, I run draw trigger, so there's just I might check my grade 3. And I don't care about my drop zone, so if they go Zoras here, doesn't matter for me. Or they go for Vanquisher Stride, it doesn't matter for me. They go with Blizza? Why though? Why go with Blizza? You should go like Zoras. Zoras like allows you to bind cards at least. Which will help some cards, like for example there's this grade 2 card that's rare where she still is. When you ride it, counter +1, soul +1, retire your front row unit, and you can bind the card in your drop zone. At least you got the grade 3. They can Legion next turn now. At least they can Legion next turn. They have enough cards in the drop zone. More than enough cards in the drop zone. Because I'm filling it up for them. You should have swing with this first because of this card skill. So I can power up this card's ability. Oh well. He flip Madhu. Why? Madhu's so good with. No wait, why does he even run Madhu? Madhu's skill works if you're Legion and your mate is 10k or less. And the only one who can do that is like who's a grade 3 is like his mate's a grade 3 is like the one who the Legion leader of Amaterasu. Which I forgot the Legion leader's name. Picking this one. Activating discard skill then. Excuse me. Fail, but still 2 grade 2s. Then activate discard skill. Retire discards. I mean, Sobless discard. Bye bye intercept. Now sending Sting first. So we can get some stuff. Give power to this column. Come on, draw trigger. No draw trigger. We hit and win. Then again, they strode when they could have Legion. They could have Legion instead, and they would have. Then again, they weren't like. They were already at Limit Break 4. They could have gone with the Crimson thing. They could have Legion. If they did that, it might have been better for them. Then again, they can't do Warning skill unless they're GB2. But again, why do Blizzard? You could have done the same thing with Zoras, the Vanquisher Strides. So we at least had one game, but then again the decks are about equal. Kaiser and Shield Dragons are about equal in power. And they were a higher clan. They were a higher legend than me. Huh. That's one good game with Shield Dragons. Then again they changed the deck list a bit. Like the grade 1s, we have more ways to countercharge now. And our grade 2s, we have more ways to retire now. So with those added changes really made the deck pop now. Let's see if we actually face a strong opponent now. Let's check after Blue Stacks. Blue Stacks like lagging. Will it be? I won't just do 2 games now because 2 games for this video because like we already showed the win of the capabilities of Seal Dragons already. Uh, depend. Yeah. Seal Dragons versus Luard. Luard is a very powerful deck, by the way, guys. Hmm. Oh my gosh, it's Gize Luard. Keeping hand. Gize Luard. It's not Gize Luard. The sleeves were scaring me for a bit. And I'm riding Duskin. Putting Tire Cloth at the back. Sadly, this is your tire protection, so I can't do anything with that. Unless he calls a card. Thing is, there's a chance he will call like a card because like Luard only runs 5 grade 3s. Okay, they choose nothing. They choose not to call, so my Terry Cloth is useless. For now. Wait. Okay, I'm gonna test something. Okay, I'm gonna test something because I'm gonna. Okay, I'm gonna ride Blockade, which will ignore this. Activating Terry Clock skill. Oh, wait, don't activate. Calling this card first. Activate this card skill. Target this card. Yes. I won't be able to retire, but I should be able to call over it, right? I'm able to call over it. Then activating Terry Cloth skill again to do it one more time, and it failed. At least they only have 2 Dark Dust left in the deck. They have a stun. The stun does nothing since my rear guards are too powerful for that. I could have run Madu in the strides. I could have run Madu, but then again, it's like 1 out of 9. So 1 out of 9 chances of Madu being useful. It's only 1 out of 9. You can try now. You can don't card. You can try this like the GR one. This one, Dragabus Luard. People becoming dragons. That's like the theme of Shadow Paladin. Like Shadow Paladin. It all started with Gold Paladins. No, it really started with Shadow Paladin because the Raging Blaster Dark, then Phantom Blaster Dragon. Then yeah, it started with Gold Paladins more because the lore wise of Phantom Blaster Dragon is like Phantom Blaster Dragon and Blaster Dark and Blaster Dragon and Full Ball are all different people. Unlike Spectral. Spectral and Vortimer are the same person. They became dragons. Bye bye Dragon, I miss you. I get a +1 draw. I can still be hit. One way it will not be hit is I get a nod trigger. I did not get a nod trigger. I'll take that unless they have crits. They might run crits because Bisolal. It's not a plus. It's below all. That gives that has the thing with the choice restrict. Okay, I am keeping this as is since I'm keeping it as is now. Having these 2 cards in the rear guard circle is interesting, but let's go activating card skill first. Calling this grade 3 so I can retire this card. Opponent is only at 3 damage. Pushing it here will push them to a check here now. I get a draw trigger. One more. Does nothing. I'm 2k short. Let's check drop zone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. They're already at 5, so it doesn't matter what I do. I have 3 heal guards and 2 perfect guards. Why did he run with that thing though? He could still stick with that. It would still work. I think my opponent just misplayed there. Because he rode regular Luard even though he had Dragfall Luard already. The only thing, the difference between that is that Dragfall can retire. Unless he's running out of grade 1s. Which he won't because this card here counts as a grade 1 in the deck. He retires my only card that can be retired. Okay, the rear guard's power is just so great here. It's really great. PG check immediately. This is also PG check. Do I have enough heal guards for this? Is like 45,000 power. Okay, it's too much. It's too much. Oh, okay, he's giving it there. Hoping for a stand trigger. Yeah, it's too much for me. And I lost. And that was pretty fast. Too fast, so I'm gonna do one more game to make this at least 30 minutes long. I lost too fast. But still, the first game, then again, it was more evenly matched. This game, Lord is a top tier deck. That's the thing, Lord's a top tier deck. Seal Dragon is like a good tier 3. Good for fun, not in tournaments. Because it's like, yeah, like tier 1 is like good in rank and in tournaments. Tier 2 is like it's good in one or the other. Because if you're good in rank, you're good in tournaments. If you're good in tournaments, doesn't mean you're good in rank. Tier 1 is rank and tournaments. Tier 2 is tournaments only or rank only. Well, tier 3 is just their fun decks, but that they have the possibility to win, but it's not that consistent. Like Maelstrom has a chance to win, but it's like closer to tier 2 than it is to tier 3 or to tier 1. Tavas and Blue Wave are closer to tier 3 though, especially Blue Wave. Sure, Blue Wave has a very explosive turn with Flood Hazard, but you have to set that up. My mom wanted me to go out today as of recording this video, but I choose not to go out because if I go out I won't be able to record these videos. And look what I did. Then again, when this will be released on YouTube, it will be like July. On Rumble this will be like, yeah, it's also will be around July. No, it'll be like June, the last day of June. But it's already over for Vanguard here by then. Okay, riding this card. Okay, we're facing Lord. This time we're going First stride, so nice. We're going first stride at least. Oh my gosh, our ability to call cards gets over the retire aspect. Which is nice. The retire protection aspect of certain cards.
Vanguard ドライブチェック
The 12k beater, we don't even care much about the 12k beater. Okay, first because it is very annoying, might as well. Okay, let's check. Top 4. Nothing. Again. There we go. Okay, swinging there. Here, you have Ritual 1. You're welcome. Then again, if this have called him, it would have retired this thing instead. He can't do anything since he is first to go. He's not first right, so just swinging, hope for the best. He runs stance, which is quite interesting. Another one, go. It failed. Calling this card here just for the heck of it. Okay, how many Great 2s does he have left now? Only has like 1, 2, 3, 4. He only has like 9 left in the deck. You can choose to call, which is basically a +1 for him, which is nothing to me. I won't get anything if he doesn't call, which is surprising because every other card with a similar skill set as Seersucker, I don't get it if they called. If they didn't call, I'll get something. I countercharge and I draw a card. Duskin is now in my hand, which means I can do countercharging plays now. But then this is their first strike and I'm at 4 while they're at 2. Oh my, it is Carnivore Dragon? The opponent must really... They must not have enough good GRs because there's a double art card and wrong placement. You didn't retire anything. Like, if I remember correctly, Carnivore Dragon School, you retire a card and retire one of your opponent's trigger at random prior to the back row. So you only have one regret, so that would be great. Okay. My power is too high. I am nothing. Give all the power to here. Nothing and nothing again. Heal guard, then the next attack will be PG if he chooses to use the skill to call Slap Tail and another grade 1. Because that's enough to... He chooses not to activate this skill. Is he not ritual 5?
ジェネレーションブレイド
1, 2, 3. He's like ritual 5. He could have activated the skill. Okay, let's check my drop zone. My hand. Okay, I'll go with Seal Dragon again. Going this card here. I feel sad because I have to pick another unit to gain huge power, but then again. Flipping copy of this card. I thought this gives Vanguard rear guard power, but well, it must be only rear guards. Then swing. Power to this thing.
ダメージ解約クリティカルトリガー
So he has to retire this or something.
スタンド&ドロー
I have 3 PGs in hand and 1 heal guard. And I have 2 intercepts. He has to go with Drag Driver Luard. Or is it Drag Abyss Luard? He's the one that is a dragon that's on force. Drag Abyss Luard.
ストライド
He can now retire 2 front row units. And his deck is still a 3 attack deck. But then again, he has Dagda. Dagda is such a good card because if you're Ritual 5, he can basically be his own rearguard column now.
いけ
Okay, might be a lose for here, but then again I have 3 PGs, but then again he has Dagda.
スキル発動
Oh my gosh, you can double Dagda though. Unless Dagda has a clause where... Dagda doesn't have the clause though. He could have sacrificed Slapstail Dragon. He could literally sacrifice Slapstail Dragon instead.
いけアタック
PG.
ヴァンガードにアタック
This is a continuous skill if I recall.
ブレイド
The only downside is that you don't know if it's a continuous skill, auto skill, or on place skill for Vanguard, unlike in
エリオルコ
real life Yu-Gi-Oh! I mean real life Vanguard, because they actually tell you about those.
アタック
And I'm dead
ヴァ
here.
ンガードにアファーストチェック
Unless I 6 damage shield twice.
セカンドチェックドロートリサードチェックドロートリ
I need to heal twice. And I'm dead. Oh well guys, that's really the level of Seal Dragon. Against equally matched decks, they can do it, but after that, they're dead. So anyways, thank you guys for watching, and bye bye for Take Two. At least we showed you a game where Seal Dragons won, so there's that. So there's that. Should have called like Knight, but like I didn't want to. Oh well, calling Knight would only just possibly get 1 guard check at best. So thank you guys for watching, and bye bye.